Let's travel back to the fall of 2019, just before a scary new word entered our daily vocabulary. A small, struggling YouTube channel that had posted 100 videos but only gained 8,000 subscribers crossed paths with a property full of abandoned industrial equipment. It was a shot in the arm that I wasn't expecting, just before the shot in the arm that none of us were expecting. Some of it I couldn't save. This old loader and the weird backhoe truck thing, the engines were locked up solid. I tried pumping them full of grease and soaking them in evaporust, but it just wasn't going to happen. The forklifts worked out a lot better. Both were eventually returned to working condition, and both are still running today. The dragline crane ended up somewhere in between. I got it to run and kind of move. But I couldn't make it drive. Eventually, I had to walk away. 5 years later, the property is being sold, and everything has to be removed. The loader and the weird backhoe truck thing are already gone. The dragline is next. It occupies the same precarious position as a lot of industrial equipment. It's old and rare enough that parts don't exist, but not old and rare enough to be collectible. It's too big for hobby use, too slow for professional use, too big to move, and too broken to fix. That's why it was abandoned in the first place. This is a friction crane. There are no hydraulics, pneumatics, or electronics of any kind. Everything is done with clutches and brakes. This shaft is for the winches. There's a clutch and a brake for each winch. It also drives a second shaft through some huge gears. That shaft has a clutch for each of these bevel gears. When the dog clutch is locked into the big gear, that controls the swing or the slew. The bevel gear clutches let you swing in both directions. When the dog clutch is locked into the smaller gear, that controls the drive for the tracks. The bevel gear clutches let you drive forward and in reverse. There's also another set of bevel gears and clutches underneath that control the steering. The power to the tracks goes through 3 chains, 5 clutches, and 9 gears. It's pretty amazing that it ever worked. I was able to engage the large gear and swing the crane, but I couldn't make it drive. This large gear is completely worn out. It actually slops around so much that it binds up against the side of the frame, and fixing it would be virtually impossible. There's a lot of other issues. The controls for the steering are mangled or missing. The fair lead is completely worn out, and the cable has run off the sheaves for so long it cut through the frame. Also, the boom is missing. I think it was scrapped. And a crane without a boom is not much good. We had many people offer to buy it, but none serious enough to actually show up. A guy offered to buy the one boom section that we did have, so I sold it to him. The rest of the machine is destined for the big gravel pit in the sky. But first, we need to move it away from the edge of the property, get it out where we can actually work on it. The Insley crane, dragline. All right, you're the cameraman.
I'm gonna go hide. How are you feeling?
Yeah, she's coming up. Do you know what we're doing down here?
pulling that thing out to pull out that?
Pretty much, yep. Alright, there's the old Clark U140D, maybe? It still runs, still drives.
Well, we think.
How long's it been sitting now?
Oh, I used it in the early fall.
So maybe 3 months.
Oh, no, more than that.
Oh. Well, it should start right up though. Needs a little throttle. It's broken, kiddo.
Makes Cambodia look like Kansas.
Somebody showed up in a real truck. I don't like to judge another man's vehicle, but she's getting a little rough. Looks about as good as your coat.
Yeah. What's the matter with it?
Nothing.
It's judgmental, that's all.
It just blends in with the rest of this property.
It looks beautiful. It's mean. It's just so quaint with the icicles running off the bike. Yeah.
Don't push it again, it turns it off. Okay, there you go. So you see the counter counting up? Oh, come on in.
That's good. Chinese hooks, they won't stay hooked.
A little more. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, unhooked again. Boy, they're pretty close.
Okay.
So we were through here.
Yep.
How do we hook them both?
Well, you can't because that one doesn't have a hook.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
My dad had a pretty clever rigging plan. The snatch block doubles the pulling force. Attaching it to the top of the tracks turns them into another snatch block and doubles the pulling force again. But even with 4 times the pulling force, it's gonna be a challenge. The machine weighs around 10 tons. It hasn't moved in 20 years. It's sunk down into the dirt, and the dirt is currently frozen.
Not even trying.
Our plan did not work. Not even a little bit. We tried to pivot and just pivot the machine.
Okay, hold on. that also didn't work.
I'm pretty sure it's this lever that locks the house. Or maybe that locks the drive. Something locks the house, and then because the same lever drives it that locks or that spins it.
Well, I don't know anything about
So I don't know, but I don't remember if I ever got that to work. I know I was able to spin it.
Really? Okay.
So we ought to be able to do that.
I figured out later that I left the dog clutch for the swing engaged, and it was trying to turn those big gears. But we never had a chance. The only sensible thing to do was give up.
We're back about 6 weeks later. It's not any warmer, but it's a little drier. Our plan, if you can call it a plan, is to get it running, try to pull it out under its own power. Okay, we've got our superconductive battery cables hooked up. That looks good. Sketchy fuel pump. Flip that on.
You pumping that right now?
Should be. Yep. Shrimp.
Get
Oh
a
gosh.
little more on there, and then we'll solve all our problems.
I think the float might even be working.
It must be, or either that or it's stuck up.
All right. Well, let's see. You want to run the choke? I don't think there's any kind of cable for it.
Well, there's
No.
a cable on it.
All right. Pull it again. That's the throttle.
Okay, what's the other one stuck? Yes. I can't move.
I can move it on this end.
You can?
Yeah.
You need to crank it a little and see if that, make sure that clutch is disengaged on that great big gearbox thing.
Yep. All right. I'll try that.
Okay.
I don't know what the ignition switch situation is either, so we'll have to watch that.
Were you jumping it before, or?
Don't even remember.
It's been quite a while since you did this.
4 years, I think. 5.
Yeah.
Well, at least it turns over. It does have oil in it.
Okay, how are we gonna know if that thing's disengaged?
You'll hear it. Trust me. You'll hear it. Yeah, it's a twin disc clutch right on the back
Well, I
of
don't
the
see
engine.
anything turning. Try it again.
That didn't work. Well, we got oil pressure. Let's see if it's got its spark first.
I don't know that we've got fuel in the bowl.
Okay. Don't think we got any spark.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I can film this and hold the test light.
You want me to help you?
No, I got it. Okay, we gotta clean the points.
Yeah, I think so.
We got power at the coil, but nothing, nothing switching.
Yeah.
All right, I brought stuff for that.
Okay.
Seems like it's working. Yeah, that
We
sparkage.
just don't have that. Fuel's got to go a long ways to get up in there.
How come I wasn't seeing that on the... All right, I'll put it back together. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, now it's working. It's working. It wasn't working before. Okay, you can do that from there then. Okay, everything's going.
Like we turned it off yesterday.
let's put some water in it and see what we can do.
Okay, did you bring water?
I did.
Okay, got
Cool.
one missing, but I wouldn't worry about that.
Hey, we got at least 5.
Yeah, it sounds okay. And that water was dry, and I think the valve's been hanging out. You probably would have got loose. Yeah, that sounds great.
Pretty good for, I mean, another 5 years it's been sitting, so.
Oh, it's real good.
Okay. Yeah, I drained the water out of it because it had straight water. I didn't want it to freeze, so we better put some back in.
Okay.
Cool. That was easy.
Yeah.
It's just water. It was originally distilled water, but it's been replaced by a cheaper substitute. I use distilled water when I mix coolant usually.
Yeah, that's better.
Our water's pretty hard.
Yeah. I'm into this hose up here. Not all the way.
Alright, I'll get another one. Okay. So this gizmo here is the house lock, and we think it's open or free. It just has a big pawl that engages the gear that swings the thing around. Looks okay. However, that lever controls it and it's seized up. It's almost like it doesn't want to be cut up for scrap. Okay, well, I don't know. Everything is pretty frozen, which I think is the case last time too. So both brakes on the winches are frozen. This brake on this winch is frozen. I mean, this thing's, it's not coming out of here in one piece. I think we're just going to cut the brake and peel that band off, and then we'll be able to use the winch.
So the new plan is to use the dragline winch to pull the machine. By rearranging the snatch block, we again get 4 times the pulling force.
Be kind of its last ride, if it works.
I just had the wrong valve on.
I'm on fire watch. There it goes. That's it, the whole thing moved. That's it. I think they're stuck together, but that won't be a problem for us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on the same center shaft. I think the 2 winches side by side are stuck together. Here we go. I've seen brand new engines didn't run that good. I want you to watch through here. See where that dog clutch is engaged in that gear? You can only see it from down there.
Oh, yeah?
So you see how that dog clutch can't be fully engaged right now? It needs to be fully engaged.
Oh, engaged in the gear? Oh, it's out. It's together.
I bet so.
Okay, we're gonna have to get that cable out right.
So the problem is why I think this machine will never run again. You see how worn that bull gear is. The teeth are just gone.
Yes.
And then if you watch it when it's running, the whole shaft goes backward and forward when it...
That's working. bad. Why? Think that quick's good enough to pull it?
Might be. I bet so.
Well, okay, we're gonna have to get that cable out.
What you want to do is put it somewhere where when the cable snaps, you get maximum damage.
Sure, why not? And the explosion can go along with it.
Right. Got a slight problem because the winches are stuck together. The other one's unspooling too. I don't know where the end of that cable even is. You're fine. Working fine. Yeah. Okay. And then we want to lock it and then we want to kind of flip it over. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Here. Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Now
Now
we
we need the pin back in.
Yeah, I think the pin fell out.
Oh, okay.
You'll find it.
Should work now. There, that's better. Hey, yes, move it. We're good. Go right in, T. 4 long. Okay, keep coming. Oh, oh.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Quite a ways.
Chainsaw.
Gotta go a little more, about a quarter turn on
I don't
that.
have a lot of fine control.
Doing great.
Yeah, we got to move the vehicles or we're going to be trapped. We got to move these cars, we're going to be trapped.
Oh, well, yeah, unless we go clear out.
Oh, you want to go clear? Okay. Okay. And the old forklift works pretty good. Runs fantastic. Yeah, good time to quit. Seal just completely blew out of that cylinder. It was really in a hole.
Yeah, that was. I don't think we were ever going to move that before.
Well, if anybody needs a B427 Continental that runs way better than it has any right to, let me know. It's available. Not very often you see a 426 cubic inch flathead straight six.
Nope. Marine probably used stuff like that.
I don't know. I know they did use them in tractors, but this one didn't come from a tractor because it doesn't have a governor.
I just can't figure that governor part of that out.
It had to come out of a car or a truck.
I don't know. Must be.
Or a bus, maybe.
I just can't picture that it ever would have worked very good in here without a governor.
Put her to the floor and hope for the best.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done. Start cutting her up.
It's kind of a bummer. Be nice to end this story on a positive note.
Wait, I'm gonna record you recording.
I said the old loader was gone, but that doesn't mean we scrapped it. Quite the opposite.
Gotta engage the Kaufman starter.
Wow, you're right. That's all six. That sounds great. Gotta give it a minute. It's an international.
Wow, brakes?
Yep.
Weird.
I am impressed.
I need a little grease. Yeah, that tilt cylinder is completely smoked.
Max, you cannot get that stick, you goof. Get out of the water. So it's a fun day at the creek. Good thing Mom's not here. The Few Shovel Company. It's like a pony engine started Caterpillar. Big sucker. This thing is huge.